Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe weeks, where it feels like your own mind is just too loud? Like there's a storm of thoughts and feelings raging inside, and you just can't seem to get a handle on it. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. What's behind that overwhelming experience? And, most importantly, how we can find our way back to a quiet center. Let's start with this really powerful thought. Fear is older than language. Just think about that for a second. Before we had words to describe what we were feeling, before we could tell stories about it, we felt fear. It's this ancient primal part of what makes us human. And honestly, just understanding that this is a deep part of our wiring, is the first real step toward making peace with all that noise in our heads.
So first things first, let's just talk about the experience itself. We're calling it the loud mind, but you might know it as that feeling of inner chaos, that emotional weather inside you that can just shift on a dime. So what does that actually feel like in the moment?
Well, for a lot of us, it starts with this. These sudden, unwanted images or thoughts that just pop into your head out of absolutely nowhere. And they can be so disturbing, right? Precisely because they feel so not you. They're completely out of character, and that's what makes them so jarring.
And it only takes one of those flashes to send you down a what-if spiral. What if I lose control? What if that horrible thing I just imagined actually happens? And suddenly your brain is just stuck in this awful loop, playing out one worst-case scenario after another. It is completely and utterly exhausting.
Now, this next point is so important. When we say internal voices, I want to be super clear. We're not talking about something abnormal. We're talking about your own inner monologue, your own thoughts just getting way louder and more forceful when you're under pressure. It's like your brain's volume knob has been cranked all the way up to 11 because it's just overwhelmed. And then there's this one, that sudden wave of emotion that just brings you to tears, and you're left thinking, where did that even come from? But here's the thing, there is a reason. It's basically emotional overflow. It's your body's physical release valve when your mind just can't hold or process everything that's going on at once. Okay, so that's what it feels like. But the really big question is why? Why does this happen? And to get that, we've got to look under the hood at the biology behind all that noise. Because this isn't a character flaw or a moral failing. It's a mechanical process happening inside your brain. The official name for these experiences is intrusive thoughts. And the most critical thing to get is what they are not. They are not secret desires. They are not predictions of the future. They are simply misfiring fear signals coming from your brain's ancient hardware. That's it. Misfires. And here's the little part of the brain responsible. Meet your amygdala. It's a tiny almond-shaped cluster of neurons that acts as your brain's alarm bell, its smoke detector. It's an ancient system designed to scan for tigers in the grass. The only problem is, in our modern world, that alarm can get tripped by things like a stressful email, a looming deadline, or just plain old exhaustion. So what kinds of things pull that alarm trigger? Well, look at this list. It's life, right? Stress that's been building up for weeks, not getting enough good sleep, hormonal changes, or even just being in a loud, crowded place for too long. And notice overcast weather is on there too. Yeah. Even something as simple as a few gray days can affect our brain chemistry and make everything feel a little bit heavier. And all of this leads us to what is, without a doubt, the biggest and most powerful shift in perspective we can make. We have to learn how to see these intense experiences as signals from our body, not as meaningful messages about our soul or our future. This chart just lays it out so perfectly. Look at the difference. That terrifying thought feels like a prophecy, but what it is a misfiring fear signal. It feels like a deep, dark character flaw, but what it really is a sign from your body that you desperately need rest. Making that one distinction in your mind, seeing the reality instead of the feeling, it takes all the power away from the fear. And if you're still sitting there thinking, okay, but it feels so strange, it must just be me, well, listen to this. Studies suggest that around 99%, pretty much everyone, experiences intrusive thoughts at some point. They are almost universal. The anomaly isn't having them. The anomaly is that we all think we're the only one. Ancient wisdom has been grappling with this for centuries. When you see a verse like this, it's not a command to just magically stop feeling anxious. That's not how it works. It's an invitation to stop spiraling. It's about finding that point of stillness in the middle of the storm, not pretending the storm doesn't exist. All right, so how do we actually do that? How do we practice stillness when our mind is racing a mile a minute? Let's wrap up with a few gentle, super practical tools that can help you find that quiet center, even when things get loud.
Here's a really simple 4-step ritual you could try in the morning. First, just breathe. In for 4 counts, out for 6. That longer exhale is key. It literally tells your nervous system, hey, you're safe right now. Then, speak a reassuring phrase out loud. After that, just sit for 30 seconds. No pressure, just let things settle. And finally, put a hand over your heart and gently tell yourself, be still.
And this could be part of the mantra you use. I absolutely love this phrasing. Reassurance is my medicine. It's not a passive wish. It's an active dose of calm that you are choosing to give to yourself. It's a powerful reminder that, yeah, fear is ancient, but your capacity for peace, for stillness, that's even deeper. Which brings us right back to the single most important takeaway of this whole explainer. If you remember nothing else, please remember this. The noise in your mind isn't a sign that you're going crazy or that you're a bad person. It's a direct signal of emotional and physical exhaustion. A loud mind is just a tired heart's way of asking for help. So we'll leave you with this question to carry with you. This isn't about trying to banish fear forever. That's impossible. It's about knowing where you can go to find your balance. Maybe it's a quiet walk, maybe it's listening to a piece of music, or maybe it's just that simple breathing exercise. Where can you find your quiet center?